Hey, thanks for stopping by. I'm Digital Micro. You've landed on the Digital Micro Trading Journal, day trading for ROI payout. No trade recommendations. It's just a trade journal, and we're doing the order flow market structure Tuesday, February 7th, 2023, deep into Tuesday Globex supply demand zones, market structure. We've got price action and order flow for 4 charts. So stay tuned to the end. And I really appreciate those of you who have already subscribed. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you being on board. So let's get to the charts. 24-hour chart. So let's just go through the progression of points that I'm looking at here. It's several hours into Europe Globex, but a good at least 2 hours before the RTH open. And of course, we had this double top where they brought price above upper Bollinger Band. It couldn't hold with the candle wicks. And then Monday, this red bar. And what's important here is there's a new market profile structure zone where the A period single print trap long. So I've marked that here, and that's confluent with the Powell FOMC anchored VWAP day last week, and that comes in about 81.50. So here we are Tuesday, and look at this little baby candle. The blue dot is just the anchored VWAP at 65.1, and the overnight pivot is 63.2. Those are the zones, and you can see prices just sticking there, and we keep having this trend buy signal that's not going away. So I'm watching that, but again, I don't trade off it because it's not really accurate for day trading purposes. And this market structure zone still has not been violated yet, and this was a single print, if you remember, with the FOMC initial balance high line. That's confluent with the air on the 9 EMA. Okay, this is the other point on this chart. We have not touched this gold line in 5 days. That's 5 days of air. It's ripe, very ripe. Mid Bollinger Band proves, though, bulls still own this tape because price has not touched this for pretty much most of 2023. So bulls own the tape, but we've stopped going up, and we still have this structure here below and structure above. So there you have it. As far as the order flow, I can just briefly say here, we're done with the strength of the punches being tall and the right color, and we're back to down here. There's no punches of any real magnitude here, and we're not barely over zero. And this red arrow here on the pace just illustrates still that last Thursday was a gigantic thing, and that, who knows, that could be the largest green pace we see for many weeks to come. So there you have it. That's the breakdown on the 24-hour. Next chart. 120 minutes. So the first thing I'll start off with is the strength of hits. There's no demand here, okay? So that's a big deal. So bulls really, if they got to get their mojo back, they've got to create some demand blocks, and that's not happening. So I would say the bears, on the other hand, there is no real big deep supply happening on strength of hits either. So that's important to note. It's a stalemate with this red arrow here. Cumulative delta, though, you can see we do have some distribution, but it's really methodical. So this isn't deep, number one, and it's not an overly lengthy period, and it's starting to crawl back to the zero. And pace is nothing to speak of. As far as anything else, I'll just say the upper Bollinger Band is slanting down. Again, I've re-put this new market structure up, which I'll explain more on the last chart, so stay tuned for that. And then the middle Bollinger Band is ripe because it's had so many candles, 2-hour candles below it so far. So I'm cognizant of that. That's coming in at right about 1975. So I think there's a strong possibility we do hit that in the RTH. The other thing is this structure zone below that I pointed out in the 24-hour is confluent with the 81 EMA, which still has not been tagged in a long time. So that's right. That comes in at 56.2. So here you have it, 75 here, and 56 there. Those are zones that I think can be tagged. I'm going to look for that in even smaller time frames, and that just helps label it. And then as far as the brackets go on the Bollinger Bands, it's not narrowing yet, and it's not overly wide or narrow, but it is, again, slanting down. So that's all I've got on the 120 next chart. I love this chart so much. It's the Money Renko Keltner chart. And what you've got here on the left is the close Monday RTH. See that? Look what price was doing with this blue line. Asia Globex. This was crazy here. It would not go down. These traders just took this thing up, not quite to the upper Keltner. There just was absolutely all demand. Look at these hits here, strength of the hits, demand, no supply. And so then China opens and we kind of come down, and then Europe is right here. This is the Europe line, this black line, and that's when we go down and we violate the red line. So the red line is the thing that I really don't like to initiate trades on because it's in the middle Keltner, and edges are where you want to play, and there's just no edge here right now. This is just going up and down in ping pong. Overnight pivot, previous session low, prior RTH open. Again, strength of the hits. We've seen distribution here, but again, there's just tepid bears. There's no real selling here. It's not going to the previous low. You can see there is distribution on the cumulative delta. Pace, it's really not happening. So yeah, I'm not real interested here. I'm going to just wait till I see an edge. Either way, I'm absolutely open to playing the edge of the Keltner on the long side or the upper side. It's based on that 120 because I showed you, remember, that green ripeness from the middle Bollinger Bands. I'm just staying in cash powder dry, and I'm going to be patient for an A1 setup. So there you have it. Hopefully this gives you context and confluence. Last chart, and very important, market structure. So let's do that now. Okay, all about order flow and structure, right? Complement and confluent together. So like peanut butter and jelly, they go together. So the Monday RTH, this is what I was talking about. These are the trap longs on the A period single prints, okay? You see that? So that's marked well. And again, the FOMC from last week, this is still the O period, okay? Single print O period here, this light red with the initial balance line high at 45.3. Monday, we did touch it twice, tag here. So the C period and the L and M period tagged. So here we are, Tuesday Globex. What's happening? It's pretty truncated, right? It's finding balance, and the balance is basically the balance of Monday. So you can see shaded in yellow the balance zone, and we're just copying that. So there's no escape velocity here. So it's either trade the bracket. The takeaway here is the levels above, the levels below, and the balance area. So if we get more balance in the RTH, sure, I will take a scalp, but again, it's about the edge. So the edge here on the profile is 71.6, and below here, it's coming in at 59. So there you have it. Please, if this helped you, appreciate those of you who did not yet subscribe. Give me the subscription. I'd really appreciate having you on board. And throw a like. That's going to help support the channel totally. So I appreciate that. Aloha, take care, and trade with risk management. Bye.